Hello, my name is Gary Roche, and welcome to the Durham County Tax Administration's video tutorial on understanding your tax bill. This is part of our ongoing attempt to realize the goals of Durham County's strategic plan. The Tax Administration has developed these video guides to provide exceptional customer service, foster informed public engagement, and to embrace innovation that can help us accomplish the goal of fostering an accountable, efficient, and visionary government. Further information about Durham County's strategic plan can be found on the Durham County website at dconc.gov. In this tutorial, we'll take a look at the different parts of the tax bill and what they mean.
These are examples of Durham County tax bills. The one on the left is an example of a bill for pieces of property both inside and outside the city of Durham, while the bill on the right is an example of a bill for a piece of property inside the city limits. Let's begin with the property inside the city. First is the bill date. The bill date is the date your bill was created. If you wish to appeal the value of your personal property, you must do so within 30 days of this date. This appeal deadline does not apply to real property. Real property is defined as land or buildings. These values may be appealed starting January 1st and are accepted until the Board of Equalization and Review adjourns. The Board of Equalization and Review generally adjourns around mid-April. We will cover the appeal process in more detail in future videos. Next is the account number. This is the number assigned to you and contains any real and personal property that belongs to you. Next is the due date for any real or personal property. Beside that is the last date to pay before your account begins to accrue interest and becomes subject to collection procedures. You do not need to wait until either of these dates to pay your bill. You may pay your bill the day you receive it. Your receipt number represents the specific property on the account described on the bill. To the right of the receipt number, you will find the description of the property. This is usually an address for real property or an abbreviated description for personal property. The parcel ID is the unique identifier for your real property. The taxable value less exemption is the portion of the value of your property to be taxed. With no exclusion or exemptions, your property is taxed at 100% of market value based on the latest general reappraisal. The tax district amount is the base amount of tax with no other fees. The late list fee is a 10% penalty applied to all real or personal property not listed during the regular listing period. Pay this amount is the amount that you must pay to the tax office. At the bottom of your bill is the portion that can be detached and returned to the tax office with your payment. You may also want to include your account number or parcel ID on the memo line of your check to ensure payment is correctly applied. There is also an area to update your mailing address and instructions on where to mail your payment. At the top of your bill is information on making payments in person, online, or by telephone. The tax office accepts all major credit cards, as well as cash, checks, and money orders. Be aware that payment via credit or debit card may incur an additional fee. Also, a $25 or 10% penalty, whichever is greater, will be applied for all returned checks. Now let's take a look at a bill that contains properties both inside and outside the city limits. As you can see, the biggest difference is the addition of the solid waste permits attached to the bill for the pieces of property outside the city limits. The solid waste permits are the decals that are necessary to dispose of household waste at one of the 4 county convenience centers. These decals should be removed from the bill and displayed on the taxpayer's vehicle. Taxpayers who receive these decals attached to their bill are assessed a $139 solid waste fee for each piece of property they own outside the city limits, in addition to any owed tax. By looking at the tax district column, we can see that only some of these properties fall outside the city tax district, or district number 1, and that the solid waste fee has only been assigned to those properties. This is what caused the amount in the amount assessed column to increase from the tax district amount. The payment of the solid waste fee is required in order to satisfy the tax lien. Failure to pay the solid waste fee may result in collection actions against the real property. If you have any questions about solid waste decals or fees, please call the Durham County Tax Office at 919-560-0300. The other difference on this bill is the asterisk next to the last four amounts in the amount assessed column. These asterisks denote that your lender has requested a copy of the bill for these pieces of property. You can see on the bill where the note "Mortgage Company has requested bill" has been added. The total of these four amounts has been put in the lender to pay box and subtracted from the total tax due, with the remainder being the responsibility of the taxpayer. If you feel the amount the lender has agreed to pay is in error, or if there are no asterisks where you believe there should be, please contact your lending company. Lastly, you may also notice some difference on the back of the bills. For those properties outside the city limits, this is the side that you will peel the solid waste decal from. Otherwise, both bills contain the same important information about your rights and obligations as a taxpayer. Please read through this information carefully, as it contains important dates as well as the tax rates that pertain to your bill.
Thank you for taking the time to explore your bill with the Durham County Tax Administration. Our goal is to provide a bill that is both informative and easy to navigate. If you have any questions about your bill, please call our office at 919-560-0300 or visit our website at dconc.gov.